Hydrate or die. Refreshing. Greetings, Poke fans! Michael here. Have you guys seen the latest Pokemon Sun and Moon news? UB02 Beauty and UB02 Expansion? Holy crap! Those things look straight up evil! Gotcha. So over the course of the last few months, I've made 2 videos talking about my personal feelings towards certain Pokemon, and both have done fairly well. However, both were videos talking about which Pokemon I personally dislike, and so since I don't want to be a negative Nancy and I haven't made a video talking about Pokemon that I personally like a lot since Top 5 Mega Evolutions almost a year ago, I decided it was time I make a video about some Pokemon that are some of my favorites. And one of the categories that's been the most requested has been my favorite Pokemon of each type. So that's what I'm gonna do. In this video, I'm gonna list off my favorite Pokemon of each of the 18 types as of Generation 6. To give this list some more variety, any dual type Pokemon will only count for 1 entry on this list. So, for example, if Skarmory was on here, it would only count for either the flying or steel type entry, not for both. Also, if some of the entries on this list conflict with my top 10 favorite Pokemon video, that's because I made that video over 2 years ago and my preferences have changed a bit. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, and without further ado, here are my favorite Pokemon of each type. I'll go through this list alphabetically, so the first type up is Bug, and my favorite Bug type is Scyther. Scyther is obviously a really cool looking Pokemon and definitely one of the more fearsome Bug types, since most are not all that impressive. Blades for Hands is really badass, and it has a really nice balance between a bug-like and reptilian appearance, at least with the face. I chose Scyther over Scizor simply because I like Scyther's appearance more, but I do still like Scizor a lot. Not Mega Scizor though. Looks too much like a weird robot. But Scyther is a super awesome Pokemon and definitely my favorite bug type. Well, until November. Then Vikavolt takes over. For Dark type, my favorite is Umbreon. Not only is Umbreon my favorite Dark type, but it's also my favorite evolution. The black with yellow rings is a really cool color scheme, and it's definitely the most intimidating of the evolutions. I've been attached to Umbreon ever since Pokemon Colosseum, and I also think it'd make a really good pet in real life. Plus, Umbreon's character in Pokemon Talk is super fun to make. I know Jolteon and Umbreon can be a little crazy sometimes. Oh! The floor tentacles are drowning me! Okay, maybe more than a little bit. My favorite dragon type is Haxorus. I love this beast. It's incredibly scary looking, but in the cool type of scary, not the creepy way. The fearsome glare, reptilian features, and freaking blades on its face are just too cool to not want to use one. I used a Haxorus named Razor back in Black 2 to defeat the Pokemon World Tournament, and it has since been one of my favorites. My favorite electric type Pokemon is Luxray. Luxray was my 3rd favorite Pokemon on my top 10 favorite Pokemon list, and it's remained one of my favorite Pokemon to date. It's super badass looking, and I've really enjoyed using one in my various Sinnoh playthroughs. Plus, its name is freaking epic. For Fairy type, I chose Xerneas. I picked X because I liked Xerneas more than Yveltal, and I definitely made the right choice. It's a majestic, unique Pokemon, and I love the fact that it represents life while still giving off an aura of strength and power. I used one in my playthrough of X version, and I thoroughly enjoyed messing up my opponents with it. Although I do have to say, Alolan Ninetales gets this spot when Sun and Moon come out. I just needed to mention that because, like Vikavolt, it is way too awesome of a Pokemon for me to leave out of this video. My favorite fighting type Pokemon is Breloom. I've liked Breloom ever since I started playing the original Hoenn games, and the first time I ever had a balanced team that wasn't just my starter, Breloom was on my team. I think it's a really nice mix of cuteness and badassness, and it somehow manages to be an aesthetically pleasing combination of dinosaurs, kangaroos, and mushrooms. Plus, the mental image of it decking the absolute crap out of a Pokemon with its claws is just really entertaining. For the fire type, I chose Charizard. My love for Charizard is a lot more recent than most people's. I've always thought it was cool, but I really started to like Charizard once I saw its Mega Evolutions. And while I do admit that it is unfair that Charizard got 2 when the other Kanto starters only got 1, I can't deny that both of them are really cool looking, especially Mega Charizard X. The first Pokemon I ever bred with 5 perfect IVs was a Charmander I named Demon, and then later used as a Mega Charizard X, so I've loved it a ton ever since. If only it didn't suck in Smash. My favorite flying type is Talonflame. Talonflame is the coolest regional bird by quite a large margin, and it's also one of the most useful Pokemon I've ever had. I've used Talonflame with phenomenal success and competitive on many occasions, mainly in VGC and the Battle Mason, and the fact that it can fly and has the Flame Body ability for helping hatch eggs means that there's pretty much constantly a Talonflame in my party in both of my Gen 6 games. Talonflame's usefulness, battle strength, and just plain cool appearance makes it easily one of my favorites. For Ghost type, I chose Gengar. Gengar is the OG Ghost type badass, and to this day I still think it's the coolest. It has a really creative design with a nice mix of scary, cool, with a little bit of cute sprinkled in. I mean, come on, just look at those little feetsies.
Gotta go.
The only time I've really used Gengar was in my playthrough of Y version, but I really enjoyed using him in that, and his Mega form just absolutely dominates. If you've been around my channel for a while, or have looked at the posters, or have paid attention to my shirt, this one should come as no surprise. My favorite grass type and favorite Pokemon of all time is Sceptile. Sceptile was my first ever Pokemon, is really awesome looking, kicks butt in the anime, the list goes on and on. If you want to hear more about why Sceptile is my favorite Pokemon, you can check out my top 10 favorite Pokemon list, but even if you decide not to, just know that I absolutely adore this guy. For ground type, I chose Gliscor. Now, those of you who have seen my top 10 favorite Pokemon list may be confused as to why Torterra isn't in this spot. Well, the reason for that is simply because Torterra hasn't really had a prominent role in any of my recent Pokemon games that I've played for the last several years, whereas recently I've developed a lot of affection towards Gliscor. I still love Torterra a lot though, and it's definitely in the top 3 spots for both the grass and the ground type. But moving on, let's just talk about Gliscor. I've always really liked Gliscor and thought it was a major improvement on Gligar. It has a really cool color scheme, intimidating features, and some really badass wings that remind me of Batman. I'd used one on several occasions in the past in competitive, nicknaming it Nightwing, but recently I had one in my Platinum Nuzlocke that I just finished, the first time I'd ever had a Gliscor in a playthrough. Metal the Gliscor was the MVP towards the end of the game, and using it in that game has made me really like Gliscor a lot more. My favorite Ice-type Pokemon is Lapras. As I said in my top 5 possible Alola forms video, everyone loves Lapras, which is very true for me. It's really cool looking and pretty, and I love that it's the go-to surfing Pokemon. They definitely picked an awesome Pokemon for that role. For normal type, I chose Castform. I've always loved this adorable little cloud. In my opinion, there is no cuter Pokemon than Castform. That round head, little white mask, and cute little smile just wins me over every time. I love the gimmick of it changing with the weather, and the fact that it is really cute, loves to float around, and would need minimal food would make it an awesome pet to have in real life. I only wish it was stronger though, because unfortunately Castform is hopelessly weak. Just look at the absolutely savage Smogon article about it. I still love it though. My favorite poison type is Crobat. I've always really loved this Pokemon, training up several of my own in many different games that I've played. It's really cool looking, pretty powerful, and a massive improvement on Zubat and Golbat. Plus the fact that it has 4 wings is just really badass. My favorite psychic type is Gallade. I was never really all that into Gardevoir, so when they released Gallade I loved it immediately. It looks like a really cool valiant knight with swords on its elbows, and we know how I feel about Pokemon with cool blades on their arms. Its Mega Evolution didn't exist when I made my top 10 favorite Pokemon video, so I'll say now that I think its Mega Evolution is really cool. I never thought a cape would look good on a Pokemon, but they pulled it off really well with our dual disc friend here. For rock type, I chose Gigalith. I don't really have any sentimental attachment to Gigalith, but that doesn't change the fact that I like it a lot. It's one of the coolest Unova Pokemon just behind Haxorus and Zebstrika, and it stands out from all the other rock-type Pokemon because of its unique body style and color scheme. Also, have you seen its shiny form? So freaking cool, definitely one of the best. Sticking with the theme of badass quadruped mineral creatures, my favorite steel type is Metagross. Metagross is a Pokemon that I've loved for a long time. The big X on its face is really intimidating, and I love how it can be both a walking behemoth and a floating spaceship with psychic powers. I have fond memories of using Optimus the Metagross back in Black 2 with Rage of the Haxorus, and Metagross will likely remain my favorite pseudo-legendary for a very long time. The final type on this list is water, and for this I chose Blastoise. Originally I was going to choose Gyarados, but after Cyrus's was a jerk in my Platinum Nuzlocke it lost some points with me. So instead, I'm talking about Blastoise, the second coolest Kanto starter. But for the record, I still think Venusaur is really awesome. Squirtle was my favorite Pokemon. Today is a good day! For a period of time as a child before I played any of the games, and even though Sceptile did pass it up, I still picked Squirtle as my starter in my first ever Leaf Green playthrough, and Squirt the Blastoise kicked a lot of butt. Blastoise is just a really awesome Pokemon that I know a lot of people love, and they are very justified in their opinion, because Blastoise is freaking awesome. So there we have it. Those are my favorite Pokemon of each type. Before I go though, I want to mention some of the Pokemon that I like a lot that I unfortunately wasn't able to fit in here. So the honorable mentions are Flygon, Torterra, Zebstrika, Tauros, Blaziken, Walrein, and Hawlucha. What did you think of this video? Do you agree with my list? What are some of the other Pokemon that are your favorites of each type? Let me know in the comments below! And if you like this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you haven't already, you should definitely subscribe for more fun Pokemon content of all kinds. Alright, that's all I have for now, so until next time, Bug fans, gotta catch them all!